Hi, it's Hillary, Lazy Llama DIY, and today it's a quick and dirty craft that I'm going to show you, and it is a quick and dirty craft show apron. The reason that I'm doing this, like I've mentioned before, I'm doing a craft show. It's Saturday, next Saturday. Today is, I think, Monday. And so I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I went ahead and just got a set of tea towels at Target. They were four for $3.99. And these are the tea towels. They're 30 by 30 squares, and they came in a packet of 4 for $3.99. And I just ironed them out and kept them folded in half. You could probably get away with, because this is like a regular tea towel size. So regular tea towel size, I guess, would be around 15 by 30. And the print is going to be the back of our apron. And I'm going to leave the fold at the top, so this helps cover up anything that's uneven, because I found these are not perfect 30 by 30 squares, Target. This is the fabric that I had. I bought it at Joann's, and it was like in the remnant pile. As you can see, it's not done perfectly, because the more time I spent on this, the less time I have to spend on things that I could sell and potentially make money from. We're going to start with the waistband tie. I had two short pieces which I stitched together along the short end and then folded in half to stitch lengthwise. That's how I got a tie long enough to tie around my waist and make a nice bow. At the end of stitching that together, we're just going to trim the edges off, so when we flip it inside out, it's nice and neat. I usually have, like, I have one of those tools that turns your tubes inside out, but this fabric is pretty loosey-goosey, so and that little tool is like, I don't know, like 10 feet away from here. No, not even. It is probably like 5 feet away from here. That is too long to travel. So we put a safety pin here on the edge, and we're just going to tug it through. And you can use that safety pin to kind of guide it through the tube. And the next thing you know, it'll be inside out. And here we are at the other end. And magic. You might have a little trouble over the seams, so just be gentle and patient. There you go. So that's our ribbon tie, and we'll iron it in a minute, but I like to do all my ironing at once. Along the edge here. We're going to give that a nice bit of back stitch. So that's one. And now I'm just going to do another line of stitches just below that. Now it's time to attach it to the backing of the apron. And what I'm using as my guide is the print itself. We're just going to continue to pin that, and then we're going to stitch. Okay, so everything is pinned into place, and we are going to stitch along the sides. And I just do this as a top stitch. I don't care that it's not even. Actually, my guide is not going to be the very edge. It's going to be right along here, so that I kind of am cheating the pocket a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going from the bottom of the backing fabric. I don't know, can you see that this is where that ends? And I'm going to get a nice bit of back stitching. I'm going to go all the way to the top and back stitch. Get that a nice strong seam. And we're going to trim. Because you're here, I'm actually trimming everything as it happens, but that's not the way I sew in real life. And we're just gonna go all the way to the bottom, not all the way to the bottom, but all the way to the edge of our backing of the apron. And you can feel that with your fingertips. You put in a nice back stitch, and so this is where I fold up the bottom, and this is where it can get all wonky. I'm just folding up the bottom. We're going to stitch along the bottom here. I'm going to start off very slowly because we have so many layers of fabric at the bottom of this. Okay, I forgot to turn the camera back on when I stitched that last little bottom edge, but you can see that I went about an inch above what I had. And now I'm just going to sew the pockets in. I want to have about, let's see, that's about, we can measure. It's about 7 inches from the last row of stitching here on the end. So get this back stitch. And so our first pocket is here. And we're not going to mark it. We're just going to use our little fingers here. And so now our pockets are done. So now we're ready to put on our waistband. Good Lord, I look a hot mess. Anyway, our waistband is all nice and ironed, and we're going to find the center seam, which is right there, and we are going to fold our apron in half and mark our center seam, or our center, with a pin. So I'll just make sure we have even distribution, and so we don't have like 5 foot of tie at one end and 3 inches of tie at the other. We're just going to pin our band on. What I was inspired by, I guess the word is, I don't know. You know, when you see wait staff and they have that apron on and it has like the big pocket in the front, that's kind of what I was hoping to duplicate, but with a fatter tie, so we don't have to loop it twice. Whoops. Oh, that's not good. Let's hope all those pins stayed in the pin cushion. why don't we just run our feet across there and find out? Okay, so we are all pinned, and now we are ready to stitch this down. There is a cheat. It's only on the bottom that I stitched all the way from the end. I did not top stitch the top part of the band. I may regret that later, but right now it seems expedient. So I'm going to start my stitching on the very end of the band. So I'm going to stitch along here, turn, and then continue straight across. Okay, so we're going to need our pin cushion. This can go to the side, and I want to get to the edge. I'm going to put down our needle. We've got our band on. We have our pockets nicely attached. And they're going to be able to hold everything, a phone, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to add a logo to my craft apron at the last minute. So transfer that I'm using is Photo Effects Iron and Peel paper from Hughes Ink. And the instructions say that you heat up the fabric, and then you have your logo, which is a mirror image. The one thing they don't say in the instructions is when you print this, don't touch it because it will smear like crazy. So we have to apply it to a hot surface. So there's that. And then we're going to pick this up iron. It says to apply heavy pressure and to iron for 3 minutes. So we'll be back in 3. Okay, it's been 3 minutes. I've been applying pressure. Make sure that you get the edges. And then while it's still warm, you're supposed to peel it off. And that is really warm. But there we go. There is my logo on my apron. Okay, so here is my finished apron with all its pockets and its logo. And I love my little fancy funky ties. And you know, it's got the pockets. Well, that's just an awkward angle. Okay, so I don't get too many full body shots, but it took me a while to figure out how to set this up. But yeah, here I am over here. This is my apron. So we're gonna have, you know, the phone, the charger, we're gonna have some change, pens, stylus, whatever else we need, and it will fit nicely. And see how it ties in the back. Yeah, so. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, because typically my MO has been like, oh yeah, I know what I'm going to make. I have this list. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And then in that last 24 hours, I decide I'm going to make something I've never made before. And I want to do like 50 of them. And I start at like midnight, and then insanity. So hoping I won't do that tomorrow, but I'm already kind of feeling the urge. So who knows what's going to happen between now and tomorrow. But if you have done craft shows, are you like that at all? Is anybody else like that, or is that just me? I hope it's not just me. I hope it's one of you out there, because I don't want to be alone in this. I don't want to be alone in my crazy. So if you have done something like this at a craft show and you do something at the last minute, go ahead and put it in the comments below, because it will make me feel more sane. And I know my sanity isn't your responsibility, but at this moment, I'm just kind of handing it to you because that is not a basket I can carry right now. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the apron, and I hope you make one of your own. If you do, feel free to tag Lazy Lima DIY on Instagram. I'd love to see your aprons. And any craft show advice too. Go ahead and hit me with it. So as usual, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, did I sound like Oprah there? Subscribe. You get a subscription. Oh God. Okay. I'm also getting a little loopy. So anyway, thank you again and have a great day. Toodles.